Welcome to this Franklin Public Schools screencast. This screencast is for parents and guardians on the back to school online check-in process. This will show you how to complete that process. To start the process, please go to www.franklin.k12.wi.us, and the preference is that you complete this process using a laptop or desktop computer. We did create this video to kind of walk you through the process, so do realize that you can pause or rewind if you miss a step as you're going through the back to school online check-in. You can start this process from the Franklin School District website. If you go under Parents and go down to PowerSchool and choose Login, that'll take you to the PowerSchool login page. We should also point out that there is under the Parents menu a Back to School check-in page. The Back to School check-in page will have all updated information and any directions with the Back to School online check-in process. So let's go to PowerSchool and choose Login. This is the student and parent sign-in area for PowerSchool. Parents will sign in with the username and password you created. If you forgot what your username and password is, you can use this Have Trouble Signing In button. By clicking that, if you forgot your password, you can fill out this tab with your username and your email address. If you forgot what your username is, you can click here for Forgot Username, fill this out, and it'll send an email to you with directions you need to follow to obtain your username and possibly reset your password. With your PowerSchool account, you should see all of the accounts for the children that are part of your family in one account. If when you sign in you don't see that information, down here at the bottom of the sign-in page is the parent single sign-on directions. These were directions we sent out in the past that explain to you how to set up your PowerSchool account, create your username, and how to tie your children to your account. So all of these directions you would have followed in the past if you're an existing family member in the district. I just point this out just in case you log in and you don't see some of your children's accounts. You can follow these directions in order to correct that. So let's go ahead and sign in and show you what this process will look like. So currently I'm signed in to PowerSchool as a parent. Again, up at the top you'll see the names of your children, the children in your household. If you don't see these, again, you can refer to that parent single sign-on directions. If for some reason you don't see all your children listed after you follow the directions that I mentioned, please do contact your child's school for more help. For online check-in, you'll notice a new button down here on the bottom left of the menu. You can click on Online Check-in, and this will take you to the Welcome Back page. This is what the Back to School Online Check-in Welcome page looks like. This is giving you some tips as you go through and fill this out. If as you're filling out or correcting any of the forms of information about your child or your children, if you see any fields that are marked red or with a red asterisk, those do need to be completed. We'll show that here in a little bit. If at any time you have any problems with this process, with going through, a screen doesn't load correctly, something doesn't work right, please do try it again. Otherwise, you can use the Help button here by clicking on Help. This does allow you to type in a question, and if you can't find an answer to your question, there is a support team that you can contact through that help area that will help you to answer your question. So from the welcome page here, I'm going to click on Next. When you get to the student information page, you'll notice that your child that you're filling this out for, that child's name is listed up here in parentheses. This will pull in all of the information that we have on your student from our database, and so your role right now is to kind of go through and double check this information. If as you're going down this page you see that there's a mistake, maybe a change of address or any of the information here, you have to check this box where it says check here if this address needs to be updated, and then you can put in the new address, and then you click down here to verify your address and continue on. You'll go through all of these pages filling out the information about that particular student. So you do this one student at a time depending on how many children you have in the district. After you finish a page, click Next, and it takes you to the next page. As you go through online check-in, you'll complete each page clicking Next, so that it takes you to the next page. Again, you want to verify all of this information, so please do take the time to read this, and you should just be updating information that we already have on you as a district. So as you can see here, I'm clicking through the different pages, correcting any information, updating any information. This will take time to fill out the first year, so please do take some time and go through this. Thank you for your patience with that. We do realize that the online check-in process has many different pages and many different amounts of information that we need to collect on families. That being said, at any time, if you need to stop and come back later, you can come up and click on the Save and Log Out up here at the top right. That'll save the information that you've already entered. so that when you do come back, that information will already be there and you can pick up right where you left off. When you get to the transportation page for your student, this page will probably be blank, and you will have to fill out information about how your student will get to school. So will you need bus transportation? When you choose yes, if you choose yes, that opens up more information. If they need bus transportation specifically in the AM, the PM, or both. And this page will show information depending on which building your child is in. Depending on which building your child is in, there may be daily after school schedule where you have to specifically state for Monday the student will ride the bus home, will walk home, will be picked up for a given week. So again, this page will be particular depending on which building your student is enrolled in. This is the fee summary page that shows any of the fees that are owed based on the choices you made during back to school check-in. So if you signed your student up for any athletics, activities, those fees should be listed here. This is also printable at the end of back to school check-in. I'll show that a little bit later. When you get to the agreements page, depending on which building your child is at, there will be specific agreements that you have to agree to, so you can read those and fill out the correct answer there. There will also be linked up the student parent handbook. If you need to see that handbook, there will be a link that will open separately to a Google document version of the parent and student handbook. So by choosing that you agree to the handbook means that you and your child both agree to everything that is listed in the handbook. So you may want to take some time and go through that with your child if they have any questions or you have any questions. So after reviewing the handbook, student agreement, you will choose yes, the student agrees. Parent agreement, you will choose yes, the parent agrees, and then click next to move on. After the signature page, when you do click next, it'll take you to the review and submit page. When you get to the review and submit page, if you did miss anything or if something was not filled in correctly, it will be marked red. So this entire page contains everything that you have filled out. So you can see here, I forgot this question. Notice that the required, it is a linkable item, so I can just click on it right from here and it'll take me right to that page so that I can correct what it is that I need to choose. When I do click continue from here, it'll take me back to the review and submit page so that I can continue going down, looking at all the information, catching any other red requireds that I may not have correctly filled in. After this review page is completely scanned by you and completely filled out correctly, you can click submit, and that will submit that information to the district. Once you submit the back to school information for that student, this is the confirmation page. You can see on here there's some buttons where you can print your fee details. That'll be handy as you go pay your fees electronically online, and I'll show you where that is from the district website here next. You can print the completed registration that you just finished, so if you want to keep a paper copy, you can click here and that'll walk you through how to print that. And you can also start to register another student. If you have more than one student in the district, you can click here to start registering for your next student. Please note that you can't make any changes to your registration online for the given school year. If you do need to make any changes after you've completed this process for the given school year, please contact the school directly and they will help you with updating any information that needs updating. So now that you've completed the back to school online check-in, you have updated all of your child's info. The next step is to then go back to the school district website and go under the Parents menu, and you can go down to View, Pay Fees, and you can go to the lunch fee system if you need to put money into your child's lunch account, or you can go to the student fees system where you can pay for any student fees that you registered during online back to school check-in. We do ask that you pay any fees electronically before your child's back to school night in August. This concludes this screencast for Back to School Online Check-In. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and for registering your students' information online. If you have any questions or any feedback, please contact your school directly and let us know how Back to School Online Check-In went for you. Thanks so much for watching.